The story begins with a somber burial in the rain. A young, unusually tall man named Dunk is burying his mentor, Esser Arlen of Pennytree. Dunk reflects on their time together, noting that while the old man wasn't perfect, he was a true knight who never beat Dunk without a reason except for that one time in Maidenpool when a local boy actually stole a widow's pie. Dunk is left with 3 horses and Arlen's gear. He briefly considers selling the horses to live like a king for a year or 2. But he realizes that path only leads to becoming an outlaw or a beggar. Instead, he decides to take his master's sword, which has a small copper penny set into the hilt, and head to the tourney at Ashford Meadow to seek his fortune as a knight. On his way, Dunk stops at an inn where he encounters a bald, feisty young boy who calls himself Egg. Dunk finds the boy playing with his warhorse, Thunder, and scolds him, warning that the horse is a dangerous animal, not a toy. Egg is incredibly blunt. He mocks Dunk's rope belt and tells him he doesn't look like a knight. Despite the friction, Egg begs to go to Ashford to be Dunk's squire. Dunk, struggling with his own poverty and lack of status, refuses, tells the boy to stay away, and rides off alone after paying for some oats. When Dunk arrives at Ashford, the reality of the class system hits him hard. He tries to register for the tourney, claiming he was knighted by Esser Arlen before he passed. The master of the games is skeptical because he's never heard of Esser Arlen, and Dunk has no witnesses to his dubbing except for a robin in a thorn tree. The official even mocks him with a fake torture called the Ashford chair, warning that commoners who pretend to be knights get dealt with harshly. He tells Dunk he needs a lord or a knight to vouch for his identity before he can enter the lists. Dunk spends the next chunk of time desperately trying to find someone to recognize him. He heads to the pavilion of House Dondarrion, hoping Esser Manfred will remember Arlen's service in Dorne. However, he's blocked by guards and 2 women who mock him for being a hedge knight. A knight so poor he has to sleep under hedges because no lord will take him in. They tell him Esser Manfred is napping due to gout and won't be bothered. While wandering the camp, Dunk has a few notable encounters with the Highborn. He meets Esser Stefan Fossaway and his squire cousin Raymond, who mock Dunk's size. Later, he meets the famous Lionel Baratheon, known as the Laughing Storm. Lionel is boisterous and drunk. He notices Dunk slouching to hide his height, and gives him some blunt advice. The 7 above gave you tallness, so be tall. Dunk even tries to talk to a Prince Maekar to vouch for him, but the prince coldly dismisses him, saying his father led 800 swords into the mountains and couldn't possibly remember every minor knight who took a wound. Exhausted and discouraged, Dunk retreats to a tree to cook a fish for supper. To his shock, Egg appears, having hitched a ride in a lamb cart to follow him. Egg has already washed Dunk's clothes, groomed the horses, and caught the fish. Seeing the boy's dedication and competence, Dunk finally relents. He decides to give himself a proper knightly name, Esser Duncan the Tall, and officially accepts Egg as his squire. The episode ends with the 2 of them lying under the stars. Egg asks if a falling star they see brings them luck. Dunk observes that while the true knights are staring up at silk ceilings in their fancy pavilions, he and Egg are the only ones who get to stare at the sky. It's a quiet moment of hope for a man with no money and a boy with a secret, as they prepare to face the tournament the next day.